All right. Thanks everyone for being here today, and welcome to Kundalini Yoga, the yoga of awareness and liberation. Today we will be doing the practice, the Kriya of Self-Realization. And I just wanted to talk a little bit about self-realization beforehand, and it's like what hasn't been said about the self. You know, so many selves, this persona self, our higher self, our ego self. You can just get on YouTube and look up the self and find millions of hours of things. I wanted to talk more about, how we lose our sense of connection with that higher self through our lives. When we're born, just come out of the womb, and all we know is that attachment to our mother that grew us, that dynamic oneness, and we're born, and especially if you're here in the West, there's a good chance that before you even learn to breathe appropriately, because you've just been feeding from a tube inside of a big pool of liquid mass in a womb, you come out and a doctor comes along with some scissors, maybe he gives them to a father figure or something, and they just chop it right off, and suddenly we have our first trauma of separation, where we just had this identity, we're not even identifying with anything. We just see things, and all we know is oneness, because that's all we are, really. And from that moment forward, we just start to, little by little, through our environment, our programming, our parents, our schooling, that oneness starts to just fade away, right? And I was thinking about, like, when I was born, what was I? There was nothing. There's no words to even be said. At some point, start growing up, and I was just like, what about when I was maybe like 7 years old? How would I consider, like, what is myself? It's fun to think about, because it was like, oh, I'm a Ninja Turtle. I'm a Pokemon. Could be anything I want, and my imagination just went everywhere, Play with my friends, be like, I'm a cop or I'm a robber. And this sense of self was just really powerful and dynamic and creative. Then growing up, so many pressures from the education system, um, institutions, religious institutions, social institutions, the television and media, especially advertising, magazines and music and trends, and this is what's cool and this is what's not cool. And, the sense of self begins to become conditioned. That imagination, that power to be infinity, to be anything that we had as a child, starts to become crusted in finite directions, that it's not us, right? It's just these layers of things that have been put upon us um, for the acceptance of social milieus, to be able to fit in, fit into the family, fit into a friend group. Maybe some friends are doing something and it's like, oh, I don't think I should do that, but we just do it because we want to have friends. That just continues to build, and suddenly, what are we anymore? And growing up, I know for me it was, you got to go to college. No one in the family is going to college. You got to go to college. You got to be successful. You got to get a job. You got to pay bills. You got to retire one day. You got to have health insurance. You got to do all these things. And who was I to know any better, for myself? So one day I realized, I woke up and I was in my 30s, and I was like, I'm not happy. And then I just began to question, why am I where I'm at, And, that began to unravel over these past 5 years or so, uh, especially coming into Kundalini yoga and having a daily yoga practice where I can start breaking up these memories that are stored in me, you know. All these times as a kid, you know, when I felt pressure to be something I'm not, it didn't feel good, you know. And that gets stored in the body too. We tense up, we tighten, we have anxiety, we have depression, we go home and feel sad or listen to some angry music. And that forms and it becomes part of the identity, you know. So it was just fun I did a little journaling and it was like, you know, if we just take I am, I think I am is pure awareness because you can attach anything to I am and create an identity. We can be flexible with that, like as a kid, you know. I'm a bird running around in circles, flapping my wings. I was like, okay, so in my 20s, what I was I in my young 20s, I was, oh, I'm a DJ, I'm lost, I'm a lover, I am this and that, and then, well, what about 7 years later? Because every 7 years, our body, you know, almost every cell in our body is replaced, except for some in the liver. Like, okay, 7 years later, well, now I'm a chef. I'm not a DJ anymore. All my identities changed, right? And it's like, what game am I playing? Or I'm just holding on to things and then they fade away and I pour my heart into these false identities of self that, and where do they even come from? And just interesting to look at, you know, and it's like, well, where am I now? Got a daily yoga practice and I meditate every day and able to become more and more detached to these things. It's like, what am I now is I am what the moment needs me to be. So right now I'm a yoga teacher. Maybe later I'll be like, I am just relaxing, and that's enough. I am a barista tomorrow morning, or I'm a student, or, you know, I'm able to let it shift and let it go and just be where I am in the present. And that takes a lot of unraveling. Why did I become what I am? Why am I used to think I am a rebel. I am someone who will protest an unjust system. And I've learned a lot of lessons through all these I ams. And a lot of them have been painful. And I guess at the end of the day, my true self-realization for me is just realizing I'm just here to be what I need to be when I need to be it. You know, right now I might teach a little bit about inner liberation. And later I might just watch some anime and eat some rice and not hold on to any of it. So with that said, just wanted to share a little bit and hopefully maybe be some inspiration found in all of that for your own personal lives. If you're ready, we can begin our Kriya today. It's the Krya of Self-Realization, and really it's just about, you know, this daily practice of this Kriya will break up a lot of the things in us that might make us feel like we've been an imposter to our true selves. And it'll activate a lot of courage. I will say this one's a little less intense than our past weeks. So we'll actually start with some pranayamas. First, let's go ahead and tune in with our Adi mantra. If you remember, it's the Adi mantra. It's Ong Namo Guru Dev Namo. ONG Ong. Unlike Om, which is the pure infinite, Ong channels the infinite to our perception, our third eye. Gives us the power to embrace our ability to be anything we want to be. Namo, like namaste, we're vibrating the gut brain. Now this is our center of intuition. We're tuned into our intuition. We don't have to use the mind as much. We don't have to get caught in our thoughts. We just know what's right for us. Guru Dev, the Guru, is the light that shines in darkness. Dev is divine. We're just calling in our own inner Guru, our own inner light, which comes from the heart. Light our way forward in life. Love. Courage. Courage, core, is French for heart. Yeah, I had to think about it. Core is heart, and age is time. Courage literally means the time of the heart. A little something there. Anyway, the Namo again, back to the gut. So Ong, Namo, Guru Dev, Namo. When we chant Ong, we want to press our tongue to the roof of our mouth so the end sound vibrates up our throat to our brain. We'll press our hands together, rub our palms together for a little electric friction. And bring our thumbs to our sternum at heart center. The arms flared out or hugging the ribs, either way. Do what is comfortable for you. So we'll inhale deeply, exhale completely. We'll inhale again and we'll chant Ong Namo Guru Dev Namo 3 times. Go ahead and inhale, pushing the belly out to expand the diaphragm, expand the lungs. Exhale, pulling the navel in completely, letting all the air out. Inhale completely, pushing the belly out. We'll begin to tune in. Om Namo Guru Dev Namo Om Guru Dev Namo. Om Namo Guru Dev Namo. Beautiful. Just sit for a moment in that soundness. Feel into your body. Just notice any tension, any movement. If you notice the mind has been busy today, just ask it to pause for any racing or repeating thoughts that we can check back in after practice. All right, and for our first posture, our first asana, we're going to do a moving pranayama. So we'll just stay seated, easy pose. With our hands at heart center is when we will inhale. We'll inhale wa. So wa. We'll exhale, hands out, 60 degrees. Hey. So wa. Hey. Yeah, perfect. All right, we'll do this for, we're going to do this for 3 minutes. Again, with a wa. Wa. Hey. Wa. Hey. And as we do this, just notice if there's any tension in the jaw and the throat. See if you can relax that. See if you can open your mouth even wider. Halfway there. Really shoot for 60 degrees up. There you go. Really try to extend through your fingertips. See if you can feel the prana in your fingers. On the next wah, bring it in and hold the breath in. Breathe in deeply, pushing the belly out, and tighten your roots. Hold it in. Still holding the root, just gently exhale all the breath, pulling the navel in, and bring your hands down to your knees. Just come resting. Just notice how your body feels. All right. So for our next asana, bring our arms out to a triangle shape on our sides. Just hold them out like this, the fingers spread. And we're going to do an 8-segmented breath. So one full lung inhale will be broken into 8 sips through the nose, like, and then 8 for the exhale. And as we breathe, push the belly out a little bit with each inhale, pull it in a little on each exhale. All right, so we'll begin. One more minute. On your next inhale, just do a deep, full inhale. Inhaling down to the root, holding that root in with some tension, pulling the perineum up, hold the breath until it no longer feels comfortable, and continuing to hold the perineum. Exhale slowly and fully. I'm relaxing. Bring our hands down to our knees. All right. And continuing in our seated pose, we'll move on to our Sufi circles warm-up. So seated with our cross legs. Hold our knees with our hands. We'll inhale deeply, pulling the spine forward, making a straight line. On the exhale, in a counterclockwise direction, we'll bring the body back, pulling the navel back. Moving forward with a deep inhale, pushing the belly forward and out. Continue in these circles. The eyes closed as an invitation. Focus on the third eye. Inhale, we think the mantra Sat. Satya as in truth. We exhale Nam, which is name or identity. Think about our I am. Surely we want to identify with the truth, who we are, bring our truth to the world. It all begins in our breath, our movement, our alignment. Exhaling back, inhaling forward, moving with the breath at your own pace. Opening the pelvis here and warming the spine up. Think of your spine as a spatula scraping a bowl of cookie dough or cookie batter. The pelvis being that bowl. Pelvis is the seat of the Kundalini coil. Flexibility allows for dynamic pressure, tension, stress, and friction in that area. Same elements that create the universe, sending that Kundalini energy through our body. And the next inhale forward, let's pause and switch our directions. Rotating the opposite way, inhaling back. Or exhaling backward, inhaling forward. Expanding our diaphragm, pushing the belly out on the inhale, opening the lungs. Pulling the navel in to the spine on the exhale. Inhaling Sat, exhaling Nam. One more minute. Stirring our pelvis, opening our spine, warming up. Our next inhale, let's go ahead and straighten the spine forward and upward. Inhale completely, hold the root. Holding the root, exhale completely, pulling the navel in. And just relax for a moment. Our root and our sacral centers, and our hips and pelvic area are ripe for conditioning in this modern world. It puts so much tension on the pressures to succeed and perform in life according to societal standards, to move at paces that may not be our own pace, and set goals that may not be our true goals. So as we, even these simple Sufi circles are helping us to open that up, expand into our true being and our true sense of self. For our next asana, we'll be in easy pose again, or if it's more comfortable, to rock pose, where we sit on our heels. Either one will work. We're going to do extended spinal flexes. So if you choose to stay in easy pose, we'll hold our shins or our ankles. And if you're in rock pose, You want to try to hold your knees or your thighs, your arms out at a comfortable length. And so on our inhale, we're going to come forward, lifting the heart, pulling the crown up. And on the exhale, pulling the navel back into a sort of slouch, feeling it in our shoulders. Inhaling forward, exhaling backward. Begin. And we're halfway there. Inhaling fully while pushing the belly out. Pulling the navel in to exhale completely. Thirty more seconds. All right, 3, 2, 1. And on the next inhale, inhale forward. Pushing the heart forward. Lifting up the body, lifting up the root, holding the root in, holding the breath in, pushing the belly out. Hold, hold, hold. Exhale, keeping the root tight for a moment. Just come into an easy breath. Relax. Palms facing up on your legs. All right. For our next posture, we'll stay seated in either of these poses that's comfortable for you. We're going to do shoulder shrugs. The hands on our thighs or our knees, and lengthening our spine. On the inhale, we'll lift one shoulder, squeeze it up to the ear. The exhale, just let it release with ease. Try not to force it, just let it drop. And the inhale, lift the other shoulder to the ear. Really notice the tension. Focus on relaxing it as you drop it, as you exhale. We'll keep alternating shoulders. See if you can notice your whole shoulder blade lifting. Feeling that compression on the inhale. That release on the exhale. Exhaling all the tension with the full breath. Deep inhale to bring in full oxygen to the blood, to bring restoration to the body. These the last 30 seconds. On the inhale, let's switch it up and lift both shoulders at the same time. Exhaling, releasing both. The next inhale, squeeze both shoulders up to the ears, real tight. Inhale completely, pushing the belly out, pushing it down, and hold the root. Very slowly let the shoulders come down as you slowly exhale, pulling the navel in. Notice the tension just leaving the body. Relax. Hands facing up. Energy flows where attention goes. When we notice that release of tension with our attention, we're able to instruct the body. We want more of that release, that healing. Okay, so our next asana, we're going to switch up a little bit. I'm actually going to offer 3 different variations here because it can be pretty difficult. It's an easy maneuver, but there's a lot of balance involved for the full posture. So it's called the Kundalini Lotus Bud, where we kind of lean back with our feet together, Venus grip over the feet, and we hold it like this. If it's difficult to hold that, we can just come back on the elbows, extend the spine, or if that's too much, we can go the other way and just sit with the hands Venus grip extended out and use the proprioceptal imagination to fulfill the rest of the posture. Yeah. So put my feet together, lean back, and you can start with your hands to support. And I'll wrap my hands around my feet, my fingers interlaced, and try to pull my feet up to where they're parallel, so the arms and legs are kind of straight. Okay, and before we begin that, we're going to be doing this with the breath of fire. Breath of fire. I should have started with that. Okay. Just to sit with your legs out or crossed and just in Venus grip. So Venus grip is where you interlace your fingers, palms together, and just extend them forward. And just use the imagination to imagine the balance. Yeah. So proprioceptal imagination has been proven. Just imagining playing the piano, practicing the piano in your mind, lights up the same centers in the brain as if you're actually playing it. Okay, so the breath of fire, if you remember. If not, I'll explain it. Yeah, so we pull the navel inward to exhale, kind of pumping it in, allowing the inhale to come naturally. And really, it helps to try to loosen the diaphragm, relax the diaphragm, and just get that full breath. The diaphragm's tight. This practice helps to loosen it up over time. What's that? Just pull. Yeah. It takes a little attunement sometimes. We're going to do it for 1.5 minutes. And at any time you need to take a pause, take a break, come down from the pose, take a deep breath, and try to come back into it. What's that? If you're on your back, I would say, I would invite you to rest on your elbows. Yeah. I mean, if that's not comfortable, you can just head down. But on the elbows, it might be a little easier, yeah. I mean, there's times doing breath of fire where it's really hard to even pull the navel in, but you just got to do the best you can and just try to feel good about it. All right. So is everyone ready? All right, let's begin. All right, we're halfway there. Doing great. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and deep inhale. Hold, hold, hold. When you're ready to release, just come seated. Whew. I'm relaxing. Y'all did great. I remember my first time on that one. It was intimidating. So our next posture, we will come into a platform pose. You might know this is like a plank. We'll come down on our forearms and our knees. And then coming up off our knees on our toes into a platform. And if it gets intense, you could just hover on your knees. And once again, we're going to come up and do the breath of fire. When everyone's ready, we can begin. All right. I will start in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lift the body, breath of fire. Helps to stretch the body. Pull your head up, pull your heels back. Pull your navel in. Halfway there. Almost there. Keep the legs tight. Ten seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Deep inhale. Hold. Just come out lying down for a moment. And we'll just come up and into a Sphinx pose. So sitting on our heels, come forward on our forearms, the head facing forward, just like the Sphinx, and let's do some long, deep breathing here. Really focus on a nice, long, slow breath. A relaxed gaze. Maybe the eyes 9/10 closed, just gazing at the nose. Following the breath as it moves down the body. Breathing it up the back and down the front body. Right, inhale deeply and hold. And exhaling completely. Bring the hands out in front of you. Just come relaxing in Guru Pranam. It's a extended child's pose. Forehead on the ground. Your attention on your third eye and your breath. It's relaxing. All right. Coming seated. Might be a good time to just to take a drink of water if you have some. All right. We're going to come into everyone's favorite stretch pose. So laying on the back. So when we begin, when we do, we'll lift the legs about 6 inches off the ground, lifting the head 6 inches off the ground, and if you can, extend your arms forward like this. And we'll breath of fire. All right, we'll begin in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 10 seconds. And come laying down. Let's take a quick break and we'll do another 30 seconds here in a moment. So much energy in our navel area. The solar plexus, it's the sun, the solar. We're able to move that energy up through our breath, distributes to our whole body, really energizing us. All right, we're going to do 30 more seconds, so get ready. It'll be quick. The last one was 1 minute, so half the time. We'll begin in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Great job, everybody. If you feel called to shake it out, just go ahead and shake your legs, shake your arms. Wiggle the body. All right, we've got one more asana. This one's a little lighter. You ready? We'll gently come standing. We're going to go into what's called horse stance. This is a Qigong stance. And what I like to do is literally just act like I'm getting on a horse. Just be like, nice knees bent, creating a solid foundation. You can extend the body, arms out like your horse, just feel good. And what we're going to do, come into a prayer pose. And this is the inhale. So on the exhale, we'll go right and then we'll go left. We're going to come into an archer. So we'll pivot the right foot, lean forward, thumbs out like you're extending a bowstring. That's the exhale. Then inhale back to prayer. Turn the foot. And we'll exhale to the left. When we move, we want to really focus on moving with the dantian, the lower chakras, right around here. So like that's when you go forward, push here, lead with the dantian area, not with the rest of the body. Breathe out on the turn. Breathe in, coming back to center. All right. And we'll begin. If you can, bring the knee over the toes. That's the ideal spot. Next inhale, just come inhale deeply at center. Hold, straighten the spine, bend the knees. Just release, come dangling down. These horse stance poses put a lot of pressure on our thighs. Our, our blood is created in the marrow and the bones, and these are our largest bones in our body. So we stimulate and put that pressure there. There are all these asanas and tearing through tightened tension. We're creating and stimulating a lot of blood and a lot of new blood. Millions of cells a minute to come in and repair. All right, and just from here, we can come down seated in easy pose. And then come laying on our backs for a nice relaxation for a few minutes before our meditation. So we lie here relaxing, just becoming what we were before we ever even learned a word. Just one with ourselves and the world around us. Just notice each of your toes beginning to relax, relaxing the heels, balls of the feet, the arch of the feet. And just feel a movement of relaxation as it moves up through your ankles, relaxing the shins and the calves, letting them become heavy, relaxing the knees and the thighs, just letting your muscles and bones sink into the floor, relaxing the pelvis and the hips and the groin, the glutes, and the lower back, the sacrum and your abdominals that you worked so hard today. Just find your navel just dropping down towards the floor on its own. Your back and your diaphragm sinking into the ground. Relaxing the bones of the ribs and pectorals, relaxing the lungs and the heart, shoulders, the deltoids, finding relaxation moving down your arms, lightening the biceps and triceps, the elbows, forearms. Just feel each finger one by one just loosen, becoming heavy with relaxation. Find your neck and your throat, releasing tension up to your jaw, relaxing the jaw, the tongue, finding the cheeks and the nose and the eyes becoming soft, the forehead and the crown, all the hair, relaxing for a few more minutes. All right, let's bring a little life into our bodies, feeling prana move into your fingers and toes, maybe wiggling them a little bit, waking them up, gently coming back into the body, circling the wrists and the ankles in one direction and then the other. Come to rub the soles of our feet and the palms of our hands together. Going into a nice full body stretch, the hands over the head, stretching from the fingers down to the toes. Then I like to stretch too from the heels to the wrists, getting to both the front and backs of the arms and legs. You put the arms out to the sides, left and right. Lift the knee, turn the body into a cat stretch in each direction. Opening the back and the hips a little bit. All right. From there, we can bring our knees up to our chest and hugging the knees. Rock back and forth in the spine. You can come seated for our meditation. Just find yourself in a nice, comfortable seated position. All right. For our meditation today, we're going to do a Wah Guru meditation. Bring our hands up, kind of cupped. We're going to bring them where they're facing towards our ears a little bit. We're going to move them in and out like this. As we breathe in, Wah Guru, Wah Guru. You should hear your voice bouncing off of your hands into your ears. Wah Guru. All right. We're just going to do this for about 5 minutes. One more minute. All right, inhale and just bring the cupped hands together to the heart. About 2 inches between the palms facing each other. Notice if you feel any tingling, any energy between the hands. Prana moving between them. Our mantra, Wa, the highest expression of wow. Guru, the light in the darkness. So, meditation, we're just saying, wow, there's a light in me that illuminates the darkness. And with our hands, we're reflecting that back to us. And like that, we're stimulating the energy in our body that goes from the brain to the heart through our arms. Now we can come to close the class. Bring our hands together, heart center. Closing prayer, the long time sun prayer. It's actually a song. Maybe I'll have the courage to sing one day. Goes, may the long time sun shine upon you. May all love surround you. May that pure light within you guide your way on. You'll join me in 3 long satnams. We can rub our palms together. Palms at the heart. Inhaling deeply, completely, all the air in. Aligning the spine, exhaling all the air out. One more deep inhale. And begin. Sa. Sa. No. No. Thank you. I bless you and I love you. Satnam forever. Thank you, everybody. Closing burp. And if y'all like, we can come together for a group circle before we leave.